Okay, so today we're going to do a deep dive into something pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Islamic teachings on something called khalwa,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically like being secluded with someone of the opposite gender.
Right.
And, just to make this really fun,
Yeah.
we're going to look at a hadith,
Okay.
which is a saying of the Prophet Muhammad.
Right.
And then we'll see what 3 different major scholars had to say about it.
Oh, cool.
See how their interpretations kind of like play off each other.
Interesting.
And maybe we can glean some wisdom from it all.
I love it.
I think this topic, it's interesting because it's so relevant today,
Mm-hmm.
especially with like all the stuff that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've got the Me Too movement and
Yeah.
all this focus on like appropriate boundaries and stuff.
Definitely.
So it's going to be really fascinating to see what these scholars from like way back when had to say.
Yeah, to see how it connects
Yeah, exactly.
to today.
All right, so the hadith,
Okay.
it goes like this. It says, whoever has faith in Allah and the last day, let him not be secluded with an unrelated woman without her guardian,
Okay.
lest Satan be the third of them.
Whoa.
Oh, that last part kind of gives me chills.
Yeah, that's a pretty powerful statement, right?
Right, like it's not messing around.
No, it's not.
What stands out to you just like initially?
I think the first thing is just how seriously it takes this issue,
Yeah.
Like it's connecting it to faith in Allah
Right.
and belief in the last day.
Yeah.
It's not just like a social custom or something. It's like a matter of spiritual consequence.
Yeah, and that image of Satan like just lurking there as the third presence
Right.
is pretty intense.
It's like a warning sign for sure.
So this idea of khalwa,
Yeah.
which is basically like seclusion, you said.
Right. Like being alone with someone of the opposite gender
Right.
without a chaperone.
Okay, so the hadith is basically saying like, don't do that.
Exactly.
Don't put yourself in that situation.
It's about recognizing those potential pitfalls,
Okay, that makes sense.
like the vulnerabilities that can come up
Right,
when
yeah.
you're alone with someone.
Yeah, so let's see what our scholars had to say about all this.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll start with Ibn Taymiyyah.
All right.
What was his take?
Well, Ibn Taymiyyah,
Mm-hmm.
he was known for being pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Like no nonsense when it came to Islamic law.
Right.
So he saw this hadith as like a clear directive
Okay.
for protecting faith and morality. Like
Yeah.
he said, avoiding khalwa
Right.
is the best way to avoid sin.
So it's not about assuming everyone's going to do something wrong,
Right.
but more about recognizing the temptation exists
Exactly.
and that we should just try to stay away from it.
Yeah, like why even put yourself in that situation?
But wouldn't that make it hard to like interact with people of the opposite gender?
That's a good question.
Like, wouldn't it be super restrictive?
Well, Ibn Taymiyyah didn't see it that way.
Oh, really?
He thought it was more about setting healthy boundaries.
Okay.
You can still have interactions,
Right.
but within a framework that protects everyone.
So like finding that balance.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, so now on to Ibn al-Qayyim.
Okay.
He was a student of Ibn Taymiyyah, right?
He was?
So did he kind of like build upon his teacher's ideas?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, what did he add?
He focused more on like the spiritual and psychological side of things.
Okay.
Remember that part in the hadith about Satan being the third presence?
Oh, yeah.
Ibn al-Qayyim was really interested in that.
Like what Satan's role is and all this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He said that Satan takes advantage of these situations.
Yeah.
Like when people are alone together,
Yeah.
he whispers suggestions,
Uh-huh.
tries to magnify their desires.
So it's like a real spiritual battle happening.
Yeah, he believed we need to be super vigilant.
Wow, that's intense.
It is?
It's not just about avoiding like awkwardness or whatever.
No, it's deeper than that.
Right, it's like a serious spiritual matter.
Exactly.
Okay, last but not least, we have Sheikh Asadi. What did he bring to the table?
He talked about the concept of fitna,
Okay.
which can mean temptation or tribulation.
Mm-hmm.
And he warned that seclusion can create fitna,
Right.
not just for the people involved, but for the whole community.
Oh, wow.
Like a ripple effect.
So like one person's actions can affect everyone.
Exactly.
That's pretty powerful.
It is.
And when you think about it, we see that happening all the time, right? Like
Yeah.
in the news with all these scandals,
Right.
it's not just about the individuals.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how their actions like damage trust.
Yeah, and create this culture of fear.
So Sheikh Asadi was
Yeah.
really concerned about that.
He was.
Okay, so we've got these 3 scholars,
Right.
and they all have different perspectives.
They do.
But it seems like there's this common thread,
Definitely.
this idea that avoiding seclusion is about protecting ourselves,
Yes.
and protecting our communities
From harm.
from harm,
Yeah.
spiritual and social harm.
Exactly.
It's about knowing ourselves, knowing our weaknesses.
And setting boundaries to keep everyone safe.
Okay, and what I think is so cool is that
Yeah.
this principle,
Mhm.
it comes from a specific religious context,
Right.
but it's so relevant to everyone.
Definitely.
It's like a timeless human truth.
I agree.
We all need guidelines. We all need to be self-aware,
Right.
and we all need to act responsibly.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this hadith and these interpretations,
Yeah.
they give us a lot to think about.
For sure.
And I think this is something we could talk about for hours.
Yeah, definitely.
But for now, I hope this deep dive has given you some food for thought.
Some good food for thought.
Yeah, and maybe a new perspective
I hope so.
on how ancient wisdom can still be so relevant today.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, keep thinking, keep learning.
Keep diving deep.
Bye. Bye.